Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here. How you guys doing? Another episode speaking my mind. Relatively speaking, quite about whatever comes to my mind from you guys. It's a very nice, clear day today. Nice, clear day today here in the park. Apologies for the sun, as it's beaming down. It's coming up to like 20 to 10 or something. I've got to bear in mind the time because obviously I want to get back from my live stream a bit later on as well. So this episode, I want to talk about there's advantages and disadvantages about being self-employed, guys. So one of the advantages, obviously, is that I'm in control of my own income. I'm in control of my own time. I'm in control of when to get content out and how putting it out and putting that and when I want to do the work and how I manage that time. That is all something that literally I control. That is something that is in my control as being someone that is self-employed. And having that control really gives you a certain degree of power. I do like being in control of things. I've learned from being employed, working in retail for more than, more than 16, 17 years. Basically a very, very long time I've been in retail. I was just another employee, another shelf stacker, another helper on the customer service. That kind of lifestyle. Like, don't get me wrong, money was good. And I could always go back to that if I really wanted to because of my past experience. Although I may have to start at the bottom, but it's still, unfortunately, at the moment, it's still far better money than the money that I'm earning right now. But that's a topic for another day. But being an employee, you're not in control of your schedule. You're not in fully control of your holidays. You're not in control of when you go to work, what time you get up, what time you come home, what time you get home. You're not in control of that, especially when you have to travel. It can take its toll. I know there are a lot of times throughout my 15, 16 years in retail, there are times that are really, really frustrating. I remember being up super early and getting up those really, really early, getting up at like 4:30, half four in the morning or whatever, to get to the place where I need to be. And standing outside the door, opening up the store super early to do things and get things done, And I really did a lot of work and I got nothing in return. I always was over the top, shall we say, in my workflow. And in today's environment, I'll be doing the same amount of that stuff for less again. Especially nowadays, when you hear about the amount of work that people have to go through these days, and they're expected to do more for less. And unfortunately, I was doing a lot of that in retail because of the kind of person I am. Because I wanted to make sure things got done. I always wanted to get minuscule things done as well. Because I was that kind of person that always kept myself busy, didn't like to sit around waiting for my shift to end. I always wanted to just get on with things. And sometimes I would work overtime, which I shouldn't need to, just get more money in. I mean, I used to do night shifts as well. That didn't bother me because I got a huge amount of money going in for them, but they were like huge chunks of my life taken away. 12-hour shifts. 12 hours of your life. It's a long time, guys. It's a long time. It's a big chunk of your life you're in there. And you also have to bear in mind that mobile phones and internet were only just getting going as well. So it's not like the age of today, when I was starting out and whatnot. But in comparison to now, being able to have that freedom really does make a big, being able to have this freedom really make a big difference. I still always get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I still always feel the need to get up that early to get things done because, if I want to do the best that I can for the channel, for my wrestling page, because I earn money now from my wrestling page. For those who don't know, I have to work and grind for it, you know. And every time I go on holiday, channels always gets hurt. Now, unfortunately, there's not really anything I can do about it. That's just unfortunately happens because one of the negatives being self-employed is you've got to deal with your own taxes. You've got to make sure you are giving the correct information. HMRC. You've got to make sure that you're doing your bit, basically. You don't have a company, an employer doing all these things for you. You've got to manage it all by yourself. And while it may seem pretty simple, it's not as simple as it looks. It can be frustrating, it can be annoying at times. It can be at times a real headache as well. That's another thing it can be as well. So, also the other thing for being self-employed as well is that you don't get a lot of help from the government being self-employed as well. You know, there's a lot of it's a case of you're on your own because you're self-employed. You know, I'd like to think one day that my work will turn into a proper business, maybe, that I wouldn't know about anything. Well, I mean, I'm going to say I don't know anything about running a business, but then again, isn't my YouTube channel a kind of a business? Isn't my wrestling page a kind of, in a way, a business? Because I create content, I sell some of that content, some of it's free, and I do get income back from it. So I guess it is, in a way, business as well. So, in an odd sort of way. But yeah, those are some of my thoughts about being self-employed and then being employed. But some of you, I generally have a question for you guys. Have some of you been both? Have any of you been just one employed? Have any of you been just self-employed? I generally like to know your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. You can answer with me with Ollie in your comment so that I know you've watched the end of this video. So if you write Ollie, let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. Generally curious to know if you guys have always been self-employed or always been employed, or maybe some of you guys have been both. Generally curious to hear what you guys have to say about it down in the comments below. Thank you if you've watched this far. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, the usual stuff. And hope to catch you all very, very soon.